Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is a beer from Root and Branch. This is, first off, beautiful label on here, nice and clean, and then you can read the information over here. So I'll read it for you. This is Big White Cloud Imperial Stout conditioned on organic raw cocoa nibs and Ugandan vanilla beans, and then it has a quote on it. It's a big beer, I think it's around 9.5. And so yeah, let's dig into the beer. Root and Branch, by the way, is one of the top rated breweries in the country right now. They're still a gypsy brewery. It has Andrew and Ryan, who are former employees of Tourist, and they're planning to open up a brewery on Long Island. So people are very hyped for them, and I'm really excited to dig into this one. So the beer pours out pretty dark, yeah, pretty dark black color coming out of the can. And yeah, dark black in the glass, and then just a medium to deep brown head on there. Sort of reflects how dark the beer is. The head is going to show that as well. So very dark head on there, pretty much almost as dark as you can get. A little bit of that brown film sitting on the glass along with a medium to fine carbonation. Let's get the aroma. Very nice. Yeah, that smells awesome. It's not extremely vanilla forward. This is not one of those like big vanilla rye kind of beers. Again, this is not bourbon barrel aged, but it is big, sweet Imperial Stoutness. It has beautiful chocolate notes, a little bit of sugary tone. Again, the vanilla is probably helping out accentuate that note of sweetness. Brown sugar, big chocolate notes, slightly less on the roast. I mean, it just smells like a decadent, slightly sweet, big Imperial Stout. Yeah. Again, the sweetness is something that sits on the palate, but what this reminds me of is something that could be on the palate on the sweeter side. We'll see. Cheers. Oh, wow. Only 9.5. That's pretty good. So, initial attack is that this beer is thick, chewy, rounded. I'm going to get that kind of note. You expect a beer that's going to be a little bit bigger. Expect a beer that's going to be bumped up Imperial Stout. I'm expecting something 10, 11. Blind. Wow. Blind, I would guess this beer was somewhere around 10.5 to 12%. So we're talking about a good 1 to 3 ABV higher than what this tastes like. Wow, the amount of richness is fantastic. 9.5%. Again, we're talking about Imperial Stouts over here. A lot of the ones that you're going to be familiar with are going to be higher in ABV. Something like 1050, 10.5%. Bell's Stout is, I think, Expedition 11. So again, a lot of your standard Imperial Stouts are going to be higher in ABV. At this ABV, we're talking about something closer to something like maybe North Coast or Rasputin. And the amount of flavor they impact with a beer at 9.5 is very impressive. Again, shows me something like The Alchemist, which does beers under 10%, but shows so much complexity. Rich chocolate notes, a little bit of deep grape note from the complexity of the malt. Chocolate is relatively hidden. It sits on the palate quite long. The roast lingers and lingers and lingers, almost to a Founder's Imperial kind of char, but not quite there. Sits on the palate, more of that kind of roasty bitterness just waiting on the palate. Sweetness of the vanilla is pretty subdued. It's almost as if they use a lot of oats and like lactose in here or something, because it has reminders of something like a pastry stout, and I guess the vanilla is helping that out, but then it like roasts out and dries out nicely with the bitterness. Man, that is good. 9.5, that's unreal. Unbelievable. Hints are just light, kind of like light raisin and fig kind of dark fruit notes in there. Complexity malts it for days. I like the transitioning from sweetness and complex malt qualities. Like get a little bit of like Oreo cookie, touch of that, and then bitter roasted coffee, and that lingers on a little bit more of the cacao char. Now we're talking into espresso and coffee grounds. Beautiful transitioning. This beer for me is getting. It's very good. 97. No, Let's go with 98. 98. This is Big White Cloud. This is world-class Imperial Stout. Blind, I'm not quite sure how much I would pick out of the vanilla and cocoa nib in here, but just wonderfully constructed beer, and I can't wait for more beer from Root and Branch. Good luck to Andrew and mine. Until next time, guys. Cheers. This beer is so good. Get your hands on some Root and Branch. Cheers. Later.